Welcome, RPG Limit Break fans, to the Final Fantasy Randomizer Winter Tournament 2024 double race featuring Woobear versus Jay Scheidel and Shanigan versus Gouda632. My name is Davian Hawk. With me today are Restreamer and co-com Oslato and our tracker Sofnum. Oslato, what are we looking with this interesting duet of parties?
Well, as you can see on screen, it's a four-man. The two on the left are facing, and the two on the right are facing. So it's Woobear versus Jay Scheidel, Shanigan versus Gouda. Shanigan and Gouda have both agreed that they're going to go Thief, White, None, None. And let me tell you, the Thief, it is packing today. They have the Wood Adept. So give them a Wood Shield, Armor, and Helm, and they get a huge amount of evade, plus 10 Vitality. That White Mage, dodgy too, 25 Agility, plus 800 gold to start with. On the other side, the fighters for both Jay Scheidel and Woobear. Fighters get the plus legendary sword, so they're going to be looking for Katana, X-Cow, maybe a nice Vorpal. And they have Hurt Undead, so Lich is even more of a speed bump. For your red mage, you are going to see Equip Access, and hey, access to early warp. You love to see it. The black mage, plus 20 MDef, not too bad. And plus 20 hit. Well, it's something.
It is interesting to see this variation parties, red mage for both Woobear and Jay Scheidel, but the swapping the white for the black mages. We've seen some very interesting seeds when it comes to magic coming out just today, if not for the rest of the tournament, so being locked out of certain white or black spells could spell a huge difference in their cases. Meanwhile, not having access to any black spells until promotion, if they even promote, that Thief White Mage race for Gouda and Shanigan, really going to make for some interesting encounters.
I do think that they're going to have a really easy time dodging that plus agility. Now, the real question is, can you find the full wood set? Sometimes you get a seed where that wood shield is in Gaia, and you might not see it. Now, in the Winter Tournament flags, the Thief does have a boosted agility stat to start with, so they're very dodgy to begin with. So, it might not be necessary, but always good to have the extra, especially taking on something like Kraken or Chaos.
One has to love getting the wood set equipped, because then you have less ruse cast you need to spend time using to keep the evasion up so you can survive, and that plus vitality does help mitigate the limitations of the wood armor set, because you can't wear a ribbon with that wood armor set, and you can't get higher absorb with that wood armor set. You just have to rely on not taking damage at all.
That is correct. You have to take the trade-off of, do you want to be protected, or do you just want to dodge? Now, if you come across a fiend that's really punchy, great. If you come across a fiend that's heavy with, say, Inferno, Swirl, and say Ice 3, not so good. But it will be easier to keep that Thief above nuke level with the extra vitality.
Indeedly do. We're about 30 seconds out, hopefully, from the racers getting started. Gonna have a few check differentials. Shanigan's side not gonna have to deal with black magic. Probably gonna check it early anyways, because they really do want to take advantage of things, so they find it early fast, or temper, nuke even, just anything to help mitigate the risks in the late.
And we are off. So first thing Chang goes for is the weapon shop. Nice large knife. Meanwhile, on Woobear you get black magic. There's Zap. Don't sleep on Zap.
And in the white magic, Harm 2, Ruse, and Exit, pretty solid spells that will be useful. That teleportation magic available for the white mages helps mitigate the loss of the warp that the red mages come for everyone else.
Absolutely, you love to see Exit early. It is amazing how much time it will save you in a run.
Interesting thing here, Shanigan's actually taking a quick encounter outside Canaria while the others are making their runs up.
Jay Scheidel looks to be first into Tofer, heading to... What do we got? Just a nice shield. Not bad, but not great.
possible endgame shield equipment early is never a bad thing, plus the possibility that elemental magic might come out of one of these packs.
Oh, Gouda losing his white mage in the first dive.
And Woobear running an alternate palette swap, that's all fun, and ship out of that top left.
There is our first way around quickly. Jay Shidell now back out. See what Garland has. Does he roll a script or does he not? Going with Zapstrats, I love it. But Garland says no.
Protection from time effects, this isn't normal.
There he
there
goes.
we
He's
go.
been banished to the 4th dimension. And we get a cabin from the king and a 2,000-year-old black shirt. Although that black shirt, good caster item.
Excellent caster item come for Gouda and Chanigan because they don't have anything other than Harm 2 as a sweeper at the moment. And given the lack of good weapons early, that's going to be amazing for that thief to just be able to shirt stuff to death.
Absolutely. Oh, I see
First
it.
part of the wood armor set.
Yeah, I see a steel +2 for those fighters out there.
Cabins, not horrible, about 112. No houses spotted yet, so we don't know what the true market share or market cost is.
Woobear looks like he's heading towards dwarves? I believe so.
Meanwhile, Chanigan taking the fight to Bicky for the first time on screen.
And there's that black shirt coming in handy. And in the chests we have experience and cash. And Jay Shidell is following right in Woobear's footsteps.
Chanigan getting the bridge out of Bicky. Normally you'd hope for the ship, but we already have that. Otherwise, maybe the canal or some treasure. But no, we get a bridge.
Well, I see the housing market's actually not bad. About 2,000 gold. That's very, very, very cheap this seed. White magic shows life 2. Very, very good spell to have. Picks up harm.
TNT coming out of Matoya's closet.
And the canal.
And the canal.
And the herb.
And the herb. That's really good. That's 2 Intercy turn-ins that can be done early. And the canal. That could be like tail early.
Now, do you call that a French vanilla herb? Because technically Matoya does give it to you in the vanilla game.
Yeah, she just had it in her closet this time. You just kind of... She couldn't see what you were doing.
It's true.
And you're running a thief, so what do you expect?
Very, very true. So now we got Woobear heading up to beat the crap out of Bicky and his pirates, who look a lot like another type of thing you'd see on the high seas.
Those are not Kaizokus with a little tint. Those are pirates.
Pastel pirates. I like them. And Harm 2 will make fast work of them.
Getting access to Life 2 is going to be pretty valuable. They also want Life 1 and just in case, because then they'd be able to do Life in Battle in the
absolutely.
But so far, no sign of that. Also, loving to see Nuke available for the red and black casters, also potentially for post-promotion.
That is true. You'd have to... turning in the herb, what do we have? 4 plus 1. I sense an early fighter weapon.
Most definitely the crit capability with that, plus the hurt undead's gonna do some work. And hey, Fade and Heal too.
Well, I am definitely on Team Vorpal. If it rolls with a plus, it's great. Rolls with a minus, it is pretty much a wet noodle, but don't sleep on the Vorpal. It can come in handy.
Chanigan doing some money searching, it looks like. Just taking encounters, gonna shirt him to death. You would worry about lack of sweepers running a white mage only, but I mean, Harm 2 and Fade already off of levels 1 and 3. You're gonna take that.
Absolutely, it's... And he gets into us the black shirt as well if he needs the extra punch.
Looks like Woobear is going to Dwarfs to get the TNT turn in and check chests if he hasn't already done so. Meanwhile, Chanigan is already first runner into Marsh.
Now, if you're a Woobear, you're really looking for an early tail. An early tail, you have access, you can go out, you can get what you need, promote, come back. Let's see what we get.
Great axe, it looked like, +2, and then
And the TNT turns into the ribbon.
best armor in the game.
Always loves. Oh, and cremate spiders.
This is, I should say, a Danny
Danny
seed.
seed.
Confirmed.
Yep, there it
Girls
is.
with stinger.
Ooh. Marsh being and gaze.
And gaze.
Marsh being quite unkind today. Now, to be fair, you don't really care about the poison in the short term. It's the time that they waste, as each one will do stinger.
Fade coming out. That should clear the board. And with a two-man party, that is a good amount of experience early, so he's not really going to be too horribly mad.
Well, there's a shard and a mage stick, and he's noping out of there. Now, we should remind our viewers that while normally incentive items will increase your XP and gold, in this flag set, shards do. So the more shards you get, the more experience that all your battles are worth.
Interesting, I was worrying why Chanigan had skipped out on that mage stick, because it is a Fire 2 casting item, but that was in fact the link chest, so by resetting out, he doesn't care about the other 3 items up at the top, he can just grab that from the bottom on his way down.
That is a veteran move, I will say. That is an extraordinarily good move. You know you can come back and get it, just leave it behind. Meanwhile, killing the spiders before they get cremate off, that's always good.
Big money.
Jay Shardell now finding his first shard and that staff. But with warp, he could get out faster, chooses not to.
Maybe just saving a charge by running to the door down to the first floor.
And slab out of the crown chest.
Access to the outer sea, access to Melman to get that translated, but definitely no canoe or floater found yet, so it is a for later item.
Meanwhile, Gouda is now making his way over. I believe he's heading for Marsh as well. Arm 2 putting work in. That mage staff is going to be a big advantage.
I do see Woobear has the Vorpal equipped to his fighter. In Marsh, that's going to be plenty of damage to deal with most encounters.
Unrunnable arachnids. That's, with cremate, that's really what you want to see.
Thank you, Danny. Meanwhile, Chanigan is actually out of Marsh and on his way. At this point, it is Crescent for the Sage, and it is Earth pre-Rodlock as far as what's available to get any more items for these runners. And also, I don't know if we checked the sword or the shop here in Upland. Do see 27,000 or 27,000 for Pro Range rolled up. That's a lot of money, but that's pretty good gear, especially if you don't have that many party members.
But you also saw wood armor in there, which you picked up. Another piece of the set.
The wood armor kit is the helm, the shield, and the chest piece. You still have room for one item. Whether that's going to be a power bonk or a pro ring is up to the runner's choice of survivability versus buffness.
And we see Cure 4 out of the level 4 magic. Good to see. Chang coming full back into Canaria. Okay. Must have thought he saw a shop item there. Meanwhile, all the rest of our runners are still trudging through Marsh. I believe Jay Shardell is on his way out. Chanigan checking
Only having those 2 charges of warp, he's probably just going to one back up to the top floor as he did before, and then warp out the last little steps.
Chanigan also finding the womp womp of the 2 chests and dwarfs, having nothing worth value. But he is getting his ribbon, so he's probably quite happy about that.
Look, if you have a Vorpal and a ribbon when you're leaving the Inner Sea, you're not too unhappy. You are sad that you don't have a fighter that can equip it, or access to promotion to use it with a thief, but still, not horrible equipment leaving.
No, not at all. You can certainly leave with a lot less. Chanigan
Or
looks
be
like
stuck in the inner sea for 40 minutes.
Chanigan looks like he's first one out, heading off to Melmond. See what magic we got. There's your Invis 2 and Harm 3. Both very good spells. Although at this point, Harm 3 is more of a, I ran out of charges and I need something.
It's also a case where nowhere near enough charges for it. Even running 2-man with the few encounters they had, that is high-level magic. They won't get charges for a little while.
Very true, very true. And nothing in the armor shop.
So far, we've seen 2 pieces of the wood armor.
Still, and that's the thing. Can you find the last one? Meanwhile, both Woobear and Jay are in Elfland stocking up, buying some real estate, Temper and Saber, and Ice 3, all black magic, which means they are night learnable. Or sorry, they are ninja learnable, which would be very good for a ninja if you don't find the power bonk. Chanigan is diving Earth.
Taking the Melman play for early Earth rather than just the lucky shot to see what's in Crescent.
I don't hate the play. There's a lot of chests in the start of Earth. Finding a shard, some money, choosing to keep.
Now, are you hoping they find the rod in Earth, or are you hoping they find the ruby and have to play it vanilla?
I think you're more than likely to find the rod than you'd find the ruby. Well, there's the loot. That's important. But more than likely, if it wants to be a troll seed, it's going to throw you the canoe and make you go to Volcano instead.
Hey, you've got warp on the red mages, you've got exit on the white casters or the red mage. Why not go to Earth or Earth or Ice?
Now, here's the problem. To the runners that haven't seen the arachnids with cremate, there's a lot of those in Earth.
Jay Scheidel giving the hooray dwarf a little hooray.
Good for him. I fully support this. I'm on board with this 100%. And Chanigan finding those cremate arachnids again. And he does have the one ribbon, so he will survive. But it will eat into his stock of heal potions for sure. Oh, and the Earth is unrunnable.
That is unfortunate, but...
Oh, and they have Dark
and
Touch.
It hits hard.
They have Dark
By
Touch.
your accuracy.
Oh my. Now having that...
Using the mage stick, getting some damage in regardless.
Yes, that mage stick is going to start putting in its work.
Jay Scheidel actually our one runner on stream, not going for Earth early. He is going to Crescent.
There is your route divergence. Is it going to pay off? But finding an unrunnable pack of snakes and scorpions. Chanigan now going to check the other chests on Earth 2. Pile of cash, some silver armor, and another shard.
Meanwhile, Gouda finding another Iraq pack and getting cooked alive.
Those are nasty. Oh, there's our ruby for sale.
32,000 gold. It's a lot, but it's access to 5 more checks. And hey, gold ring or bracelets for 32. It looked like
It was.
expensive, but get rolled up.
It did. Those are very good.
We have seen gold jewelry. We have seen pro rings.
We have not seen the last part of the wood armor though. And crystal from the sages.
So that's how the sages were able to make the predictions. They had the witch's eye.
Can't believe they stole it. So now the question is, do you hang out here and try to look for money and buy the ruby? I think that's what Jay is
Looks like
attempting. But the floater is out of The out-of-the-way chest in Earth. Don't sleep on
Earth
that one.
TFC. Wow. Do
Yeah.
not fade.
Now, we have no canoe, so it's kind of just a nice pointless rock at this point.
I think it's pretty much impossible for our runners to fade that chest at this point because they're going on progression of order and need progression through the map.
I think Jay just might have sold his black shirt to try to afford the ruby.
That is ballsy.
That is a bold move right there. But at this point, he's committed.
Well, he doesn't really want to go to sea anytime soon, but he's gonna still have the mage stick and the cast of all of his harm spells and fade to deal with the stuff in Earth.
Yep, he is committed to this, and, you know, if you're committed, go for it. Spend the money. That's the best way to do it. There have been seeds where everyone is in a situation where you just, whatever you got, sell it. Boo Bear now finds his floater.
Meanwhile, Chanigan in man mode is taking on the blue speed bump in front of the speed bump. If this chest behind the speed bump does not give us the rod or any other progression, then we know that the ruby in Crescent unlocks map progression.
So Jay is the only one who went there. That's a big brain move, but it's
And
expensive.
He's refusing to leave without it, and he's got a long walk, it seems.
Ooh, trolls hit hard.
I think he soft rebooted out of that because the hard reboot was the unrunnable snake pack.
Correct. Meanwhile, Chanigan and soon Gouda will have to be making the long walk out with nothing to show for it, except for a floater that does nothing at this point. Good point in chat. The runners who did dive Earth will come out with more money. They have more chests to search, and they've been fighting a lot. And some of those are worth a lot of money.
Chanigan making good use of the black shirt to get his way out. Gouda having the white mage up was able to just exit out, saving a substantial amount of time.
Meanwhile, Jay is leaving the Crescent Lake area and heading back. He is probably headed for Earth. Oh dear.
Gouda with the translation of the slab, so when he does get in the air eventually, he will be able to make it work. Well, if he gets in the air. I mean, we've seen many a time where the canoe ends up in sky, it's the last item picked up, they never get the floater, like this morning.
That's very true. There have been a number of floaterless or canoeless seeds. We do have Northern Docks turned on, and the dock at Bahamut's, so it is possible. Meanwhile, Jay is making that walk to the Earth Cave.
And Woo Bear goes, wait, I thought I had the rod. No, I have the loot. And that's not the loot plate, that's the rod plate. Exits.
Well, you know where he's headed next. He's only got one spot left to go, along with everybody else. Meanwhile, Gouda doing what I would do, trying to dock without the canoe. It's like, I don't have that? Oh, right, no, I don't. Now, does he have...
Hopefully for him, gonna have the money.
He will have the money. And if he doesn't, he will just sell whatever he has to. He does not have the money. Time to make some sales. Oh, get the crystal for it. Well, it's a good play to actually check the sages, because they can sometimes just hand out cash. Unfortunately, this time they hand out crystal.
Yep, any of the NPCs you can get items from without a turn-in can have any relevant item that's not one of the locked incentive items, so a max chest of, or maximum amount of cash could come from the sages.
Correct. Same with Sarda, because he doesn't require anything either. And I think you're going to see a lot of our runners begin the same thing that Jay had done, trying to grind out some money.
I do find it interesting that Jay decided to go into Earth before going to Sarda, but he doesn't know what the others know, and that Earth is a womp as far as progression goes.
He doesn't have the ruby yet, though. He left without
I
it.
thought, he didn't have enough money and didn't think he was getting good use of his time.
He kept running into trolls, and if he had run into a pack of 4 Peds, I think he would have stayed, because those are worth a lot of money and a lot of experience. But did sell off black shirt, and Gouda now probably going to do the same. But he has opal armor to sell. That gets him very close.
That is a lot of value. Ooh, is he thinking of selling the ribbon? That would be crazy.
No, I don't think so. He's going to look to sell... He can sell some weapons.
Who needs the Vorpal?
Who needs the great axe? Ooh, does he sell? Does he sell the... He sold the Vorpal, yep. Well, you gotta do it. And Gouda, the first one to grab his ruby and head off to feed it to the Titan.
Woobear in relative lead compared to Jay Scheidel, having made it to Crescent after diving Earth and getting his ruby now. Meanwhile, Gouda on his way out of Crescent with the ruby, ahead of Chanigan on that note. Looks like Chanigan is going to the Inner Sea. Did he get the crystal? If so, he can check the turn-in on that.
He's heading that direction, so I assume he has it.
Again, we have to shout out Softnum, our tracker. He is one-manning the 4-man race. Very much appreciated.
Yes, hats off to Softnum. This is not an easy task to track 4 separate runners, all in different spots in the seed. Meanwhile, Woobear is coming back, but we'll see what's in there from Gouda first.
Chanigan gets the power bonk from the crystal turn-in, +5.
Now, wouldn't it be fun if this was Oxy Ale?
Are you sure it's not going to be Oh, it is.
Nope,
Proximity to Rod.
It's the rod. And the crown. Crown could be your tail.
It could be your Excal. That's what Jay Scheidel and Woobear definitely want it to be.
Absolutely.
Hurt Undead is nice, but Hurt Everything? Even nicer.
See what our old... a nice iron staff that no one is interested in. That's why you live in the middle of nowhere, Sarda. You don't give out anything decent.
I mean, normally he gives you a staff that has the magical property of moving giant slabs out of the way. This time he gave you a weak, flimsy cast iron staff that's just a poor imitation.
Yeah, I've had him give me $4 before. I was not pleased. And Woobear also finding that is a bust. And Chanigan will soon too. No, Chanigan is not even bothering.
It's a ballsy play, but it works for him now that we know it's there, and gets away from that party before he gets to the save and gets back into Earth to make the progression down into that Earth Armory floor and eventually Lich to get those shards and progression items that we know are there.
And Jay has his floater, but he's probably getting a little nervous now. He's got 2 chests left to check, and we know that none of them will have his progression.
He was really looking for alternate progression and or a chunk of change and not getting all that much.
Now he does have enough now to afford the ruby if he goes back. And he does have warp to get him out quicker. But he is going to be he is going to be behind Woobear.
Who is lockstep with Chanigan, funny enough.
He is. We are neck and neck.
Seeing the differences in parties and the difference in enemy counts just tells you that, well, party differences matter.
Absolutely.
Woobear getting in pole position, about to pop the loot plate. The rod plate.
It breaks apart when you use it, so I mean that's fair. Let's see what's in Lich's closet. Oh, well, let's fight a pack of undead first. They must be very close on the same part of the table. Ooh, and a free ribbon and a bottle.
Well, they got the floater and they got the translated slab, so that means the canoe gets them in the air for value, and there's a +1 ice sword, totally usable by the fighter if it didn't already have a vorpal on him.
I like Woo Bear's strategy of warping out of that room and then right back in. I do that myself. It's a great play. It saves a lot of walking, and he's gonna hit a pretty good hero run, so it's very helpful.
That ice sword can also be wielded by the red mage post-promotion, so that is a weapon that can be
And
used
there's
elsewhere.
your key.
Time to redive locations that we've already been, or get items out of them. And the adamant, so that is double justification to go back to dwarves. With the adamant and the crown to turn in, that's access to, again, another big sword, or a piece of valuable armor.
Chat calling for Chime and Marsh locked. That would be fun. Not for them.
We have seen similar.
We have. There's been a number of times.
I'm hoping for Warmech in Chime locked, and just like, we stay locked forever.
Well, you have the opportunity to fight him in the Sky Maze. You also have the opportunity to fight him if you find the chest where he's guarding the Maza.
Woobear doing some shenanigans with his equipment. Meanwhile, Chanigan jumps straight in. Lich has lit 2. Using the staff, using the fade, getting some burn damage on the undead, and getting some holy damage on the undead. There goes the Lich.
The undead is gone. And same on Woobear. Not even 2 seconds behind has taken out Lich as well.
They aren't racing each other, but they are definitely in the lead of their races.
Meanwhile, I see Jay Scheidel leaving Crescent again?
Must have gotten that purchase and is on his way to Chexar to get the rod from the Titan and be happy but sad at the same time.
Yes. Chanigan, meanwhile, heading in. Looks like probably dwarves first? Yes.
It is funny to see Chanigan and Woobear on the exact same step count, getting the exact same encounters. Now we got divergence. This is dwarves for Chanigan and Woobear going to Crescent. Tail
There's
acquired.
That is very important for Chanigan's 2-man party. Better access to weaponry.
Access to actual black magic.
Yes. And it comes early enough that he
better
can
armor.
learn it. And it looks like Corneria Castle was a shard and a bust. Oh, there's our Oxio. In dwarves.
That's a good thing to find, honestly, because proximity-wise to promotion, that is the next logical place to check. You have a shop and you have a dungeon.
You do indeed. So there's Woobear getting his power bonk.
Interesting. Chanigan is heading out of the Inner Sea. I don't know if he's going to go to the southern dock for Elfland or if he looks like he's going straight down. He's going to promotion and going to ignore the rest of the key lock locations in the Inner Sea for now.
Meanwhile,
including the crown check.
Jay Scheidel has found that Sarda has been handing out metal rods and is heading back to Earth to go down beneath the plate. And Gouda is also pulling up the Lich, who is gone.
Massive cross divergence. Lich is gone as Jay Scheidel gets in there. Meanwhile, Woobear is in Toflock bottom right, getting a dragon sword to look like +2.
It was indeed. And Chanigan going for his promotion.
Gouda getting cremated by spiders.
That will happen.
Thorhammer +3 and a pro ring, and Woobear reset out of it. I mean, the Thorhammer, another caster item, and a weapon that can be wielded. The pro ring is worth a lot of money, but I guess he didn't want to spend the steps when he can come back for those later.
Very true. Meanwhile, Chanigan going to give us a look at Water Shrine very soon.
Have to expect he's going right side first to get items rather than try and go after Kraken.
Absolutely. And because Bubbles is there and you have to carbonate Bubbles.
Check of Magic finds life at level 7. Looks like he did pick it up just because he had the money, and he should.
Chat meanwhile calling out for the carbonation. I agree. As the newest member of the Bubbles Soda Company, we always prefer that our runners carbonate their mermaids at the earliest opportunity.
Chanigan picking up a house out of that right side floor 1 chest. Meanwhile, it looks like Woobear is going towards Elfland Outer Dock. I'm going to assume he's going to get the elf item out of their, or elf items out of their treasury here, and then probably go to Crest, or to get the Crown Turn-In. And the 3 chests in Northwest Gas.
Oh!
And Canoe, big
Big.
find, huge find.
That is huge. Woobear will
Not
be
only-
in the air at probably about 33 minutes in. That's big.
Not only is that a good place to find it due to proximity, that is a good time to find it with all the key checks that can be done.
Absolutely.
They have all the turn-in items, so they will have access to all of the turn-in or all of the weapons possible. X-Cow, the Vorpal will be in hand.
And he can also check all the cardia to see if there's anything in there.
Remembering to check the items, see if there's an item in the shop, and oh wait, we already saw the item was the
We know,
ruby.
but he can pick up some cheap housing.
I would call it affordable.
Oh, there's your X-Cal -1.
It's still an X-Cal, but would prefer something more katana-ish. I mean, there's 2 katanas in the seed. He can put a katana on that fighter pre-promotion even. And is that a cube?
That is indeed a
Out
cube.
of- yeah, that's access to another dungeon.
When we find
Well,
Chime.
once you have the chime.
Woobear finding
like
the Ruse Stick is being held by old Astos today.
A much liked item for its evasion stacking capabilities, which, even if you don't have the wood armor, will make that ninja thief quite a bit survivable.
Very much. Checking the chests. Not seeing the Xbox yet. But a free shard.
A katana vanilla in the room beneath Bubbles. That is a huge find.
Oh, Chan again. Just walked right past it.
You had the katana, you just had to poke.
Disappoint. Well, our other runners will have to come here as well, so we can hope that... still hope for another carbonation.
Half of me thinks Shanigan should take the chance to run over and promote because he has the katana in hand. Or has he? He actually already promoted, didn't he?
He did. He is the only runner on stream to currently promote. Woobear checking the cardias. This is a great play. There's usually we've got 2 shards off the bat. Nice +1, not bad. Until he finds his katana.
Bluebear is promoted. I don't know about Shanigan, but Gouda, meanwhile, did check the Elfland Castle, got the floater, is going to be our second runner in the air.
That is big for Gouda. He can. This could pull him past Shanigan if he's able to play it right. Ah, there's our Xbox. I just see it, and Shanigan just walks right on by.
Understandably
Too
so.
early,
It's
yep.
an unrunnable encounter when you encounter it, and it's always a pain to lose a sea dive.
It is, and unrunnable ghosts are not what you want to see. Meanwhile, Woobear is done checking out what's in Cardia. Oh, for a minute there, I thought he was going to go ordeals. Just say, no. We never ordeals. Never ordeals.
This is a big value item for the floater being found. Well, we see Shanigan slugging it out in sea and just getting monstered
dear.
by this pack of lobsters.
Wow.
Woobear and Gouda eventually can just go to Volcano or Ice and have a potentially much easier time pre-leveling. And since Woobear is post-promotion, yeah, he's not going to get that katana out of C early, but he already has a big stick to wield.
This is true, and Jay looks like he's going for promotion.
Defense sword coming out of Sharknado bottom left. That is huge. Even rolled up +2.
Can't complain about that. Meanwhile, we're looting the Armory in Volcano, finding some shards, 4 blocks. That's actually a gray worm. It's actually right colored. There you go. Another shard, iron armor. Nothing really to write home about yet. Another $4. Nothing really great. And meanwhile, those lobsters are just nasty.
That black shirt may be effective against water-type creatures, but it just doesn't seem to be enough to get through it. And that extra evasion on that thief definitely doing its job.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this pack has no spells on it.
But it is a time sink.
That is true. At least it's not the Oslato Paradox, this has been called.
No, we're not. We have it. We won't see one of those for a very long time. I would hazard a guess.
Woobear, our first runner down onto the Agama floor, has the option of doing a grind here if he wants to. Will find a good chunk of items.
But he's also getting a lot of shards on his dive through.
Exactly. He doesn't even necessarily have to fight the fiends if he can find the shards on the go.
Ooh, those bar giants hit hard. That white mage didn't even last a hit. But you got life too, so who cares?
Gouda in Volcano now checking the first hairpins.
Every runner's favorite to check.
And the second katana is in Sharknado 4-box top right. That's both katanas in the sea, left and right side. Definitely swapping the katana over instead of the Vorpal wants that extra performance that the katana has.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel is in C. He will get
Finds
his cube, but nothing great. That's going to help him at this point.
Shows how risky it is diving C this early. He did not take the Gershark Big Eye pack. That is a very juicy pack of experience if you can get the kill on it. And wow, Woobear has stacked up a lot of shards just diving around chests.
He's swinging an X-Cal. He's got good magic. He's not high level, but it doesn't really stop him. Coming up to the Agama, finding another shard. He needs I think he needs 6 shards to get to be in full go mode.
And he can get 2 just by fighting Carry.
He can.
Meanwhile, Chanigan down just outside Kraken's door, man mode at level 15. Running the defense sword, takes an initial hit for a lot of damage. Going heal spot strats. Does it survive? He does not survive. That is a lost dive, and he is out of there. He knows there's no more progression to be found in that side of C, so he is leaving and just gonna check everything else. If he goes Elfland at this point, he will be happy because he will find the floater or the canoe.
I believe he is, and meanwhile, Carrie being pulled on Woobear's side. Carrie is Absorby tonight. Ooh. Not great. Oh, and one shot's that white wizard.
Carry pulling Kraken things, going right after the primary white caster, but the nukes and the fades and the whatnot doing the job.
That X-Cal was just not doing anything. It was only hitting for about 160 with 2 hits. That's... Chanigan, meanwhile, very happy all of a sudden.
Sad to find it after the wash, but Woobear out of Volcano, 5 shards away from go mode. I am honestly shocked he's not going to ice from there.
Is he headed to Waterfall? Or no, he's headed to Sea. They could do both.
I can imagine he's going to dive Carry Floor He wants those 4 shards, and he's banking on finding another. If he pops into Sharknado and gets that katana, that will give him big sticks for both his melee characters, and he will be very happy there.
Janigan, meanwhile, is about to find out once again that's garbage. Yep. Iron Staff plus 5. I don't want this. Thank you very much. Gonna go get his ribbon. By taking on Astos. Meanwhile, Gouda is now in Volcano, which is shard heavy. Trying to get a look at what he's got left. He needs 8 shards. Based on my count. Chat says 12. I'll go with chat. Doing math on Twitch. Not a good idea.
And this is why we're so happy to have good tracker on board, because we can't keep track of just what's here. Imagine tracking 4 people. Looks like Gouda taking an Agama fight. I don't know if he's going to grind it or if he was just taking that encounter.
Nope,
he
is grinding it.
He is post-promotion. He's got a reasonable-ish amount of shards, so he's going to get a good amount of experience from this. And as long as the Agamas roll relatively thin, he should get the kill on him quickly-ish.
I think he's also swinging an Ice Sword, so that's going to give a huge elemental advantage.
Yep, Ice Sword plus 1.
Meanwhile, Woobear must have seen that Xbox and has just said, no thank you, and walked on past. Also walked past
and
Sharknado.
Will not get the katana.
Oh dear. Those are some pretty well terrifying ghosts. Woobear needs 5 according to our tracker, which means he kills Kraken, he needs 1.
Really shocked he's not taking more chests along the way. That Sharknado 4-pack is relatively quick to check because it is right on the shortest path, but the katana is in the most out-of-way chest on that floor, or in that room.
Nope,
so
he needs 4. This will give him go mode.
must have gotten a shard on the way down.
I only saw it for a split second. I could be wrong, but it looks real close.
Jay Scheidel, again, being a runner, not taking that Gershark fight, sadly, but he will check the boxes and get the katana.
Gersharks with lit too. That's a bit bad. Meanwhile, back on Gouda's side, still snacking on the Agamas. And Kraken being pulled. That's a interesting color scheme. I like it.
Two-tone.
It's the strawberry banana squid.
I was gonna say strawberry kiwi.
Coming soon to your local on-rack.
Specialty seafood.
Meanwhile, Agama Grind still ongoing. Janigan is going to loot armory, get a whole bunch of shards. Jay is also heading for Kraken.
Did get the katana, did get that swap, so he's got the Vorpal +1 and the katana across his 2 primary melee. Dart coming out and getting hit on the ninja for there, but he gets the kill with the X-Cow, and job done. He is out level 15 across the board. That's pretty low levels to actually get that kill on Kraken.
He needs 1. Oh, there you go. He's coming back for the grind. Or he's coming back to search for that 1 shard.
Take the fight, get the 4 shards.
He got the 4 shards.
Fun fact, you have to step on the tile in front of the warp plate to actually unlock the shards, and then you can run back.
This is correct. If you warp out of there, you gotta go all the way back. He is taking this fight, so maybe he is gonna take the time to get some levels. Every orb does give you a 50% XP boost as well. Meanwhile, Gouda still beating up Agamas. Jay Scheidel is through Kraken.
He has a substantially fewer shards because he has not got the airship. He has not gone through Volcano. When will he make that choice? I mean, it's the next logical stop.
Yeah, he at this point, he is reduced to checking the locks that he's missed. He needs 12 shards, so Well,
He is
Shinigami and
going
Gouda about
down, it
to
looks like.
meet up face to face.
Both promoted, both two-man parties, both taking some fights with Agmas. Nope,
Nope,
Chanigan not
Shanigan's
bothering
just-
grind, he's just going.
He's out of there.
We have not seen the Volcano box, or at least I didn't see what it was.
No,
so
we haven't seen it yet.
let's see what the dragons got. Bear, meanwhile, is
Blue Bear going
diving
back
sea.
for the katana or to look for shards?
Did he? Oh my word! Is he going after the Warmech?
I mean, it's a lot of experience.
He's going for Warmech.
Yes, he is. We have a robot checking on screen. We're rusing. We're fading. Nuke comes out. Ruse stick. Warmech swings. Hurts, but not that bad. It's just that ninja. He's not doing much right now. Fade. We're nuke. We're rusing. And bye-bye ninja. Gouda's still grinding. Changin about to pull carry. Warmech swings and a miss. Another nuke comes out. That knight is now fully capped. Gonna go with power bonk strats. Warmech very, very melee happy tonight. Not a lot of dangerous spells. Does not bode well for Tofer. And Warmech is down with that nuke and a ton of experience. Level 21. And your own personal Maza. And he's exiting out.
That is huge because that gives the red mage a swingable sword if he wants to use the Ice +1 or the Masa. He can use the Vorpal on that red mage if he wanted to. The katana in basically any good sword can go on the fighter. He has options.
Meanwhile, Jay is still searching for that canoe, and he's not. He's got to head that way now. No, he looks like he's heading to Matoya.
Chanigan out of Volcano, going to Ice. Reasonably test your chest stats once you get past the first 2 floors.
Meanwhile, Blue Bear looking for 1 shard.
Chanigan is also 1 man. He might be going for Ice because he can also get that hard grind on his ninja on the eye tile instead of going with the Volcano Agama tile that that Gouda's been grinding this entire time. Going to man down, he can just focus all that experience. And yeah, he's already one-shotting the Agama, so he's getting 9,000 plus experience.
Blue Bear has found his cube and is probably not happy about it. But he has not done Mermaid yet, so this should get him his final shard. Chat is calling
for
carbonation. I agree.
And he gets the katana. That is huge if he hadn't already gotten one.
Good man. Good man, Blue Bear. And there's his shard. Bubbles provides. We here at the
floor.
We here at the Bubbles Soda Company will be happy to provide you with 1 free shard with every carbonation.
Finding that flame shield, but already has an ice shield. It's just going to go ahead and leave that for Chanigan. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel is on his way to Elfland, is going to get his canoe and go kick himself pretty hard. As Woobear is actually going to get into his airship and go. Do you think he's just going to go for a Tof dive and grind on the walk?
That would be the best idea for him at this point. The only thing that you have to confirm is that you have heal pots. He's got 97 of them. Just go. At this point, there's nothing really holding you back. Doing that Warmech fight gave him a lot of levels, and at 19, Woobear has entered Tofer, our first runner to enter.
Totally possible to exit out, and in fact, we have the flag set so they could walk it out if they needed to. So if he finds that he's in too deep, but has good experience after a walking grind, he can warp out, save up, buy up, heal up, do everything he needs, and then get right back in. A little bit of a misroute to the loot, gets it taken care of, and gets into the pass. Meanwhile, Shay Scheidel is just now getting the air at 50-55.
And heading straight for Volcano, which is a good play. We know it's shard heavy. He desperately needs those. Question in chat, Gouda is still swinging an Ice Sword. Yes, it's doing wonders on that poor Agama that has just been beat down. That level 38.
28.
Yeah, he's...
Was that 38 or 28?
let's find out. He's been at this a while. Would not surprise me either or.
He's got 6 hits already, so it probably is in the high... I think that's the high 20s.
Let's
Or is
find
it
out.
high 30s?
Never mind. Meanwhile, Wubear about to pull Lich 2. This... Chat says he's 39. That's deadly. Speaking of things that aren't deadly, here's Lich. Tickling with
Well,
Lit 2.
Lich 2 has Lit 2, just like Lich 1 did.
Swinging that Mazza, and it's doing work.
4 hits for lethal.
Goodbye, Lich 2. Meanwhile, Chanigan still progressing through ice. Finding nothing really good so far that nothing to mention.
I mean,
So,
the only thing he could find here
is
that
the
we know is
chime.
that chime.
And a shard.
And an eye grind that could be lethal. Doesn't look like it's gonna be.
Nope. Meanwhile, Wubear has pulled a grotesque looking carry too. Who starts with Blaze? That's always what you want to see.
It's thematic for the Fire Fiend.
It is. Counters with Nuke, counters with the Masa. Ooh, 3 hits for 91 off the Masa. That's not good.
Gotta hope for that crit.
Temper going out. 14 damage on 4 hits. No, but carry is paper. Down. Wubear onto the sea floor.
Meanwhile, Gouda taking on the actual first carry, still swinging that ice sword, going with going for the whiz staff for the confused strats.
Passing bold. And it's not working either. Gotta start swinging.
Well, as
There
his
we got
opponent is that's the kill on carry. That's 2 more shards.
Level.
And his opponent is leveling up on the eye, so Gouda is definitely in the advantage, I'd guess.
Level
I mean, he's less
42.
shards.
42. Ridiculous. Did he get confused and think he had a black belt?
Well, when he's going 2-man, it kind of has to believe that's the most logical thing to do, is get as buff and as go-juiced as possible.
No question. Meanwhile, Wubear is about to pull Kraken, assuming he doesn't get ambushed by Waters. Oh, look. Waters. Shocking.
That's some toxic-looking water.
And we're back to our watermelon octopi. Nuclear first off the bat, but doesn't kill anyone. Power Bonk comes out. Temper comes out. Invis 2. Get some evasion stacks.
Invis does nothing against casting, unfortunately, so if Kraken is cast happy...
He's going with the heal staff.
Yeah, the heal staff. That makes sense to get some chip damage protection.
Ooh, and Kraken says no to that ninja. Clearly you do not like wood enough. And Tornado comes out. Oh dear.
Skill happy.
Very much so. But down on the nuke.
Now, did he pick up the life for his knight? No,
Nope.
He has his red mage with
He's
life
got-
on it.
But
so.
that was the last life 2 charge he had. So if he loses his white mage again, he will be done with... He won't be able to life. Meanwhile, Chanigan's still grinding. Looks like he
Getting
is
about
up
12,000 per.
35.
So he's getting faster.
much quicker. He also has 3 orbs lit, so that's 150% more experience he's getting.
4 damage for 4 hits on Tia 2. That is
Ooh.
absurd absorption.
These are very tanky fiends this time. Swing, 67 on 2 hits.
That's a katana in the hands of a mid-level ninja, and it's just doing tickle damage. Those scales are as hard as stone.
Oh, and Tia comes with the nuke, and oh dear. And he resets out. Alright, this gives Jay Scheidel a chance to maybe make up some ground, but knowing what he has to face in a very heavy absorb fiends, this could be a bit of a wall for a lot of our runners tonight. Well, maybe not for Gouda. I mean, he's got a ninja that just won't quit.
And Chanigan's only a few levels away from that same kind of strength.
Very much.
7 hits already on that eye. 40. Yeah, the eye has been proving to be much faster to grind. Yeah, he had to go through ice to get to it, but that just meant he had more items to check, more shards to collect.
Gouda getting his cube and saying, I don't know what to do with this right now. Now, Gouda, you're going to
Maybe
be
if he jumps really high, he can actually make it in the sky.
Very true. Gouda, you're going to be a good man and go get your shards from Bubbles. Please. Jay Scheidel, meanwhile, is going to, look like, purchase gold, I assume? No, pro rings.
Pro rings,
No.
But he might be looking for the gold.
I think he might. I think that was back in Provoca, if I'm not mistaken.
Either Provoca or Melmond.
I think Melman just had chain armor and some garbage.
Yep, and Gouda does pick up the katana, puts that ice sword on his, or in the pocket of his right mage. He doesn't have a red mage to wield them, unfortunately for him, but...
And
Oh, Gouda, you don't do that. Why?
you walked right past Bubbles. The soda company needs your support.
Chanigan is done with his grind on his way back out as Jay Scheidel is checking for chunks, gets one, and goes. I believe that means Chanigan is in go mode,
He's headed.
joining his opponent.
He is headed that way. But he's about to run into the same problem that Woobear had. These fiends are tanks. Power bonk, always a good idea. Oh, and Gouda is pulling the war mech as well. We have a war mech on screen again. Now we know war mech is pretty punch heavy, so this will probably be pretty easy. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel, it looks like he's wanting to level grind. He tried to pull some encounters on second floor of Tofer, and he's not finding... Oh, finding a pack of bad men.
That could be good experience, or that could be a nightmare. Meanwhile, Chanigan getting some magic, it looked like, out of Provoca, and Gouda trying to get the kill on this Warmech. I really respect this play because he had downed his White Mage. Getting this will get more experience on that White Mage to have more charges of higher level magic.
66, but the amazing thing, he's getting 5 hits for 5 damage off of that ninja. Swinging a katana. What a tank of a Warmech this is.
One would think it was a multi-thousand-year-old war machine with a nuclear drive system that's been fully functional this entire time and is just that dang stout.
But I haven't seen Nuke yet. Meanwhile, Uber is back to Kraken 2.
And Jay Scheidel has found the Gasties that he really would love to see. That's a lot of experience for his
And
party.
down goes the Warmech. 44 and 31, and a nice Mazda for White Samurai strats. Heal staff coming out for Rubear. Swinging the katana. Okay, there you go. 3 hits for 515. That's pretty good. We're starting to get our damage up. Fade comes out. Swing. 192. Tornado comes out. Takes out the white wizard. This is eerily similar to what Kraken did last time. Oh no! And Kraken takes out the red mage.
If that ink had landed just there, it would have been another reset out.
Well, Woobear is past Kraken, but does he have any magic on that fighter? That knight? No, he does not. So it's time to one-man mode this.
with 518 health on a relatively low for its place. This is harsh. I don't understand the power bonk first. I would have roost sticked, but he's trying to just go speed and power, speed and power. Meanwhile, Chanigan in C also checks and is going to pull that fight, or that Warmech fight, as Jay Scheidel is exiting out after grinding. Gonna save.
The house down.
Gonna go back in.
It's back onto Chanigan, and then this Warmech that is just... Oh! Oh no! Slow 2 landed. Oh dear.
Fade cast it is.
Well, you can try using the power bonk to try to overcome it, but that's slow 2. This is going to be a slog. Especially with this Warmech being as absorby as we know it is. Meanwhile, Woobear taking on that Badman pack.
Does Jay Scheidel makes it through the loot plate and is back into the past for his first full dive of Tofer with extra experience from those grinds on that 3rd floor.
Ah, but Chanigan does have magic on his ninja. He has nuke. Ooh, but a crit breaks through. 400 damage. Cure 4, need it right now.
Gets it out.
Another nuke coming. Stun, not going to do anything. Nuke coming out again.
Exhausted all of his spade strats. He's on Herm 2.
It's chip damage, but it's damage. There can't be much left in the tank for the Warmech. He's going back to swinging. He's hoping for crits. And he gets it with 16 damage.
Level 48 on the Ninja, level 21 on the White Mage. Meanwhile, Lich 2-sided for Jay Scheidel.
I wouldn't really call it an S-bump this time, considering what these fiends are like, but Lich is doing Lich things and not tanky whatsoever. Meanwhile, Woobear's got a pack of metal slimes he's dealing with. Toxic slimes at this point, it looks like, with this pal swap. And Gouda at 103.11 is our first runner on the right side into Tofer.
Will Chanigan be able to catch up with him? Chanigan, of course, still in water, hasn't beaten Kraken yet, is only a few shards away, probably will be in go mode coming out of this.
Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel pulling carry 2. Lock goes out. I believe he's swinging dual katanas.
He does have 2 of them.
Stun strats coming out. Paralyzed! He got it off. Kelly is paralyzed. Terminate it, and away he goes with the... That is a bull play. My hat is off to Jay Scheidel for the stun strat. Chat is going wild.
It isn't a confused strat on carry, or Brack strat, or Bane strat on Tia or Kraken, but hey, it's still effective. And an unusual, less used spell in the game.
But he's stuck with a pack of unrunnable Long John Silver's order number 3, the seafood party platter. Meanwhile, I see Gouda is pulling our friend Lich 2. Say goodbye to Lich 2. Goodbye, Lich 2.
White ninja strats.
You can't complain when it works.
Samurai strats, I should say.
You can't complain if it works. I love the red and white party, the O Canada party. It's my personal favorite. Meanwhile, Woobear is taking a couple of fights and diving back in. Jay Scheidel, meanwhile, about to meet, well, a pack of waters, because that's just how water floor is. Kraken 2. The absorby Kraken 2. 1 damage with and 143. And remember, none of the runners picked up fast. So there's not going to be any way to get a large amount of hits quickly.
Like none of the runners even saw fast. We can confirm fast is at level 8.
It is. Fast is nowhere to be found unless you go looking for it. Which means if slow lands, very bad things will happen. Meanwhile, double nuke and another swing from that fighter wielding katana. Ooh, that That knight's getting a little low. But down goes Kraken 2. Meanwhile, Woobear pulling carry 2 again. Gouda is now stuck on that unrunnable Long John Silver's pack, and Shanigan is now in Tofer. All of our runners are here now.
Shanigan and Gouda are racing each other. Woobear and Jayshile are racing each other. Each runner's wipes or grinds have basically equalized now, and we know that Tia is horribly lethal, so Jayshile may very well wipe out, putting Woobear pole position for this. Thunder coming out, taking care of his white mage.
Lock 2, I love the idea of it. This is the more hits the better. You don't have fast, it's all you can do. Defense sword comes out. Ink. Doesn't land on anyone that matters. Swing from the katana, 2 hits for 2 damage. Nuke and nuke. Swing with another katana, 68 damage. Nuke comes out. Hopefully it rolls high. 167. No. Inferno. Kills the black mage. We're not really worried about that. Meanwhile, Gouda pulling Kraken, who nuclears. Not a big loss. He's pretty high up in levels. Lich is being pulled up on Shanigan's side. He won't be there long. Blink and you'll miss it. Goodbye. Oh, Tia nuking and taking... We're down to just the fight. Down to just the knight.
Man mode strats and poison is a damage strat. This is risky. 4-4-4.
Ooh, and a critical hit.
But the 180 back is just that horrible.
Oh, this is... He's got evade, so he's okay. Oh, and he gets through. Jay Scheidel is through Tia 2, and he has life 2 on his knight.
That is a clutch cast.
That is huge. He will have his entire party back up and ready, and he will be our first runner to meet Chaos.
Meanwhile, Gouda making it to Tia 2 with the 2-man party first on their side to get there.
Shanigan is just taking out Carry 2.
Bye-bye White Mage for Gouda. There is no resurrection left on that party. This is all into power strats. Ink missing, so no loss of accuracy.
And here
comes out.
Here we go. The first Chaos Bow. He's healing up. Is he going to rearrange his party? Try for a crit loop. He is. And here we go. So we're going to do Temper on the Knight. Temper on the Knight. Defense Sword. And Lock 2. Defense comes out. Stop comes out. Paralyzing the ninja. Not a big loss. Lock 2 goes off. Temper goes off. We're going to Temper again. Defense again. Temper again. Defense goes out.
This is an all-in strat. Will it
Nuke
work?
Is out. And that is a high-rolling nuke, but everyone's okay. Have no life 1.
Already out. Gonna go for another Lock 2 cast. Try and keep the evasion down. Lit 3 coming out, doing a lot of damage.
Everyone's on a knee. Going with heal pot strats. We are going with heal pot strats. Gotta get back up above 400 in case that happens. Oh, and he hangs on by 18. Time to swing and see what happens. No, sir. Jay Seidel is out.
Meanwhile, Gouda is on the Chaos fight himself. Man mode has his guy in slot 4, going with the power bonk, getting it up. He's already down to 400 health. We know just how cast happy with high-powered spells this Chaos is. There's another nuke. 18 health. Does not have any cure 4 by any means. Is not doing enough substantial damage. That is another wipe. Both runners who have made it to Chaos have been wiped out. Meanwhile, Shanigan, his opponent, is on Tia again, also on man mode, and Tia has fast. That's just scary. Jay Scheidel getting some gasties in, gonna try and get more grinding done, as Woobear is just going straight to the plate.
This is a nasty Tofer. I do not envy the runners for this. That Chaos is particularly bad, and I would like to point out one thing we have not seen from anyone is Cure 4.
That is a worrying thing, because we've gotten reasonably deep in these scripts.
We have. And meanwhile, Chanigan is through Tia 2. He will be the next runner to attempt the Chaos Pull.
We've seen how his opponent did with the man mode. Having that extra caster to keep it alive is extremely valuable, because, I mean, casts get past the ruse stacks.
He's setting himself up for a crit loop. Gonna ruse up. Stock comes out, nothing doing. Power. Nuke right off the bat, but it low rolls a 199. Lit 3 for 57. Another power. Another power. Chaos nukes again for 200. Time to start drinking. Gotta get above that 400 mark. He'll come out. Quad X. Nope, not gonna do it. And here we go. We're swinging. 500 damage to miss. Lit 2 coming out for 29. Swing with that Maza. 105. You don't want that. Ice 2 and Lock coming out for more. Draw the evasion. Drink strat. Stop. Okay, if he's doing stop, Nuke is coming soon. There it is. And he survives by the skin of his teeth. Down to 29. Lit 3. Oh dear. And that's it. He is booted out with another nuke.
My word, is that chaos broken. We've already had it in chat from Phoenix, I believe it was. GG Danny. Jay Scheidel, meanwhile, actually exited out and went to Gaia to check the magic. He's trying to find fast. He's trying to find other gear. Goes to pick up the gold, check the gold bracelets. Actually finds them and is happy. Gonna pick them up. There's the opal bracelet available down in Lafane, but we don't know how it rolled, so might not be worth the walk.
At this point, you have to change gear. You've bashed your head a couple of times. Meanwhile, Gouda is back on the water floor because he's encountering a bunch of waters, which are always rude. Gets away, do some healing. Woobear almost in the exact same spot. Passing him now. Finding that unrunnable seafood pack. Oh dear. Jay, meanwhile, it looks like he's going for another dive. As Chanigan makes his way towards the earth floor.
So much busy, and there goes the white mage. This is back to man mode for Gouda. He knows how that went with him the first time through. Nuclear coming out from Kraken, doing chip damage, well, close to lethal damage coming up. He's at 418, so he could definitely get there, but he's going with swings, and the evasion's working. That's that tornado. Another ability, 232 remaining. Ink misses, going for that swing, gonna get it in, get the kill at 232 left, on his way after heals to Tia yet again. Meanwhile, his opponent Chanigan is on the Lich 2 fight, is done with the Lich 2 fight, and on his way to the Volcano floor to fight Carrie.
Woobear is now pulling the watermelon squid again, and he has lost his red mage. Cure 4 comes out to heal the white mage. Very, very good thing. You're gonna need that right now. Tornado coming out. Ooh, the knight just hangs on at 16 health, and the Cure 4 is queued up. Meanwhile, nasty Tia down in the corner. Bye-bye, Ninja up in your top corner.
We could have 4 fiends on screen. Nope, Chanigan takes care of his fiend, followed by Woobear. Chanigan down onto the seafloor as Woobear is about to heal up and head in to fight the Tia 2, which Gouda has just defeated at 48 hit points on his man mode ninja.
Right on the edge. Meanwhile, Woobear heading back to our old friend Tia again. Chat pointing out the first of either Chanigan or Gouda to make it to Chaos with a white mage. He's going to probably have the advantage, and I would happen to agree. The problem is both Tia and Kraken don't want to let that happen.
55 hit points, that is or 96 hit points, that is a very low damage.
Yes.
As long as Kraken keeps punching air where the thief used to be, that's good, but if it comes back with, like, Tornado, for instance, it chops in half that white mage's health.
Ink, we don't care about free turn. Gouda, once again, we're going for a Chaos Pull. But he doesn't have a white mage. Lock 2 coming out first thing. Chaos says, I'll try stop. Nope. Can't stop, won't stop. Punching, missing. Power. Chaos says, okay, how about a almost full roll nuke at 400? Wow, you don't like to see that. 2 hits for 220. 5 hits for 351. Blizzard comes out. Nuke comes out. We're on one knee. Hoping for a crit loop at this point. Critical hit. Ink comes out. Free turn. Chaos with lit 2. Down to 84. No, he's not done yet. Does he have him on this swing here? No, he does not. Chaos. Quad X. Not going to happen. Swing again. Not dead. Lit 2. Down to 64 health. Chaos. Ice 2. 26. Down to 38. No, he's not gone. Chaos is tanking this. Meanwhile, 4 hits at 420. No. Another swing. 2 hits at 193. Nuke. And no, this Chaos is thick. My, the amount of damage that Chaos took. That is insane.
These are high 40 thieves wielding katanas with power bonks, casting saber on them, and they are not managing the kills. This will be our first shot, though, for Woobear on the left side in the match against Jay Scheidel, taking it with a 4-man party.
Here comes Blizzard. He has Temper queued up. He's got Invis 2 coming out.
Gonna need stacked heal 3 magic
Shanigan.
These party levels.
Shanigan has gotten through with his white mage. He did it. This is good. This is big for Shanigan. But back to Woobear. Stop comes out, stops the ninja, stops the red mage. Ruse comes out, and Viz 2 comes out. That fighter, that knight must be close to evade capped at this point. Back to the power strats.
Gonna expect nukes coming out.
There it is.
We've seen it. Yep, there it is.
Takes it, does not kill off the white mage. That's huge. Cure 4 now.
You know Blizzard's coming up though, unfortunately. So.
3 first. Power. It's gonna come down to turn order at this point. Does he get the Cure 4? It's his last Cure 4. He gets it off. Shanigan, meanwhile, also pulling Chaos. Nuke comes out. Everyone survives. Still using power bonks. Going with heal pots. Lit 2 comes out. Should be okay. But remember, Chaos has a lot up his sleeve tonight, and he is thick. Quad X does not work. Heal pots come out. 307 and only 2 hits. We are still swinging low. Lit 2. Shanigan, meanwhile, the same problem. This is intense. Still throwing heal pots out. Ink comes out. Who cares? It's free turn. Still throwing those heal pots out. Ice 2 comes out. Not a huge thing. But you are in nuke range. At a full-powered nuke, it would be bad. Heal pots come out. Stop comes out. Doesn't do anything. It's a free turn. Nuke comes out again, and that takes out the white mage. And he's down to 167. That's a good hit there, though. Lit 3 comes out. 467. 46 nuke, and he is kicked out. Woobear gone again. Shanigan, meanwhile. Lock 2 on Chaos. We're gonna keep doing this. Lit 2 comes out. Heal strats coming out. Oh my. This is crazy. Quad X, no, not gonna work. Power bonk comes out. Heal comes out. We're gonna power up again. We're gonna keep healing. That nuke must be coming around soon. He's trying to keep his white wizard alive just so that they can heal. He's got 1 Cure 4 left. Uses it. Ice 2. And here comes a swing with the Mazza. 5 hits for 383. Not great. 508. That's better. Chaos with Blizzard. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel also about to pull Chaos again. Another swing with that Mazza. 389. Not going to do it. Stop. Free turn. Nuke coming out. Everyone survives. Another swing. That's a big hit. But Chaos just shrugs it off. This is a thick Chaos. Swing again. Critical hit. No. Ink. Free turn. Meanwhile, we're still using the heal pots. We're swinging again. Miss. Nope. Chaos, you can't hit that thief. And that's it. GG's for Shanigan. The first one through. The tankiest Chaos I think we've seen in this tournament so far. Meanwhile, we'll head down to Jay Scheidel. He is also pulling Chaos. He's got 2 characters stunned. He's got a lock going out. He's got a defense sword coming out. Here comes that nuke again. And everyone survives. That's a beautiful thing to see. He doesn't have a lot going for him, though. He doesn't have a lot of heal abilities left. The 2 comes out, takes out the Black Mage. Temper comes out. Fight. Nope. Nope. There you go. Fight. Yep. And drink strats. Gotta go drink strats. Goodbye, Ninja. But you were paralyzed, so you weren't doing anything anyways. Swing with that katana. 3 hits for 132. Nope. More power required. Power bonk. Heal pots. Power again. Heal pot again. Nuke comes out. That knight is at 227, and I guess you gotta just swing for the fences. Hold A and pray time. Hold A and pray time. So he swings again. 4 hits, 533. Blizzard comes out. Swing again. 3 hits at 47. Swing again. Quad X comes out. Not gonna do it. Chaos lit 2. 24 damage. Swing again. You get 3 hits at 306. Ice 2, not going to do it. But that nuke is coming around again. 3 hits at 228. Swing and a miss from Chaos. Another swing back. 3 hits at 506. That's what you want to see. Stop. Not going to work. Another swing coming out. 3 hits, 609. Nuke comes out and that's it. Jay Scheidel booted out again.
As Gouda gets on his way past Tia 2 again, going towards Chaos, we are joined by the victor of that round, Shanigan. GG's.
Hello, thank you. Oh my god. That's the only thing I have to say. That Chaos. I have a lot of words, but none that I can say on stream.
I was thinking it was just that Tof or the Tofer in general, the Tia
Tofer.
2, Kraken 2 mostly.
Tofer was fine. Kraken just punches hard. I just got unlucky on my first dive, and Tia, well, it's Tia. I'm used to, I guess. But god, that Chaos.
That was, without a doubt, the tankiest Chaos I have seen
yeah.
in these flag sets so far. That he ate everything.
Yeah. Jeez. it was nuts. So lit 2. He was doing lit 2, nuke, into another lit 2, into another nuke, into ice something, like Blizzard somewhere, stupid evasive, tanky as hell, like, nah.
Gouda, meanwhile, is down to 4 HP on a Chaos fight. Can he do it? No, he cannot. He is booted out again, and I believe that is a forfeit from Gouda, and I don't blame him. That was an insane Chaos. Just utterly insane.
In the 25 plus 30, I don't know how many Cs I've done with on these flag sets. I don't know how many. I think this is the first Chaos that doing a solo thief I would have been able to do it. Thank God for Lock 2. That's all I have to say too.
Did you ever end up finding where Fast was?
Nope. Never looked at.
Level 8. You
Ah,
never would have
course.
got it, sadly.
Of
and
course.
GG's Gouda, you bashed your head against that wall pretty hard. Unfortunately, the wall won.
Dude, I think the first time that I made it in there was the closest that I got, and it was all RNG based. Like, the last time I threw out 2 locks, and I was still only hitting him twice with a level 46 ninja with a katana. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Like, he was just super, super, super evasive. And the first time, I threw out a couple of extra power bonks, and then was hitting like 4 hits, 700 damage. I'm like, all right, cool, this should be fine. And I thought that I was right there, and then Nuke came back around, and I think he had a nuclear in there too. And I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
it was just
Multiple nukes.
Yeah, 2 nukes at least.
And I know he had 2 nukes. The back end of his spell list wasn't terrible, and I'm like, well, maybe I can drink strat through that. But it would literally just be like biding your
It was-
time when you should be.
It was. Yeah. No, it was nuke lit 2 into nuke.
right.
Like you had no chance. You needed 600 plus HP. to
I had
survive.
I had 700, but
Yeah.
I also needed the white mage to do the cure 4 after the first nuke, just to make sure that I could get to the back end of the spell list. Because the back end of the spell list wasn't bad. It was like
Yeah,
ice
it was
2,
fine.
lit 2, lit 3. It would have been nice if it was.
Pink.
Yeah, it would have been way nicer if it was more rub, slow.
Oh, he had rub.
Like- And he did have rub. Oh yeah, he did. More rubs. We needed more rubs, is what we needed. Less
So
damage,
I-
more rubs.
I've got his script pulled up here. He had stop, nuke, lit 3 nuke, lit 2 quadix, lit 2 ice 2, 50% chance to cast, and then a 25%, or then 32 out of 128 for blizzard, ink, nuclear, and swirl.
Yep, I got to the nuclear
Wow.
on the first go around, which I'm like, oh sweet, this is great. I can handle this. This isn't bad. And then yeah, nope, could not. And then the last time I was in there, after Chanigan had already won, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to use ruse. I'm just going to bonk, 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 go. And then Chaos is like, hey, guess what? I can also punch you twice. What? For like 260 damage. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Thank you both for taking the war mech, by the way.
Yes, I was about to
Oh, no
mention that
problem.
the Warmech fight, big fan. That was.
So
We figured that you
When
took
you
it
go-
for XP.
when you go Thief White Mage, it's always super nice to have a Masa on the White Mage. Like, it just makes Tofer go so much faster.
Not
That's
for
why I
me.
do it.
The katana was just doing it for me. Like, I was doing maybe 400 damage, let's say, on Kraken, or something else, and with the katana, with Masa, I was doing like more than 700 damage.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, the Masa was way better than katana, at least for me. Maybe got their RNG on my side for that, but
Yeah, I was more worried about the evasiveness, and once you can start critting, it would have been nice if the katana would have rolled up Danny. That would have been super nice.
yeah.
What was the reaction to the Vorpal sail? I did a fire sale on all my crap when I found the ruby.
Yeah, you weren't the only one to do that actually. Jay Scheidel
Oh, man.
sold the black shirt actually to get his money, and didn't have enough.
Oh.
No way.
Didn't have enough, and had to eventually leave and come back.
Oh no.
Who is
No,
right?
but-
Who is right
Who
now
I sold?
pulling Tia for I'm saying the 5th time,
Oof.
and same problem before. Tia is just absorbing everything, but down with 3 members still standing. Because he's got
Just
life
out of
2.
curiosity,
He's got life 2. He can bring up his party. Blue Bear, meanwhile, is I believe just entering water floor. It looks like.
Just out of curiosity, I'm checking the scripts, and Tia 2 had 123 defense, which was actually just barely less than that
Wow.
Chaos, a 200
Jeez.
MDef, just like the Chaos, and had nuke as well as fast on it, and a nuclear even, but didn't really get through the cast as much.
Well, that would.
So
I
I
only saw nuke.
I saw nuke as well.
Nuke and fast, I think.
That would.
As soon as I saw fast, I was like, oh god, I absolutely have to throw a roost stick out.
Yeah, I threw another one when on my first dive. I saw the fast. I'm like, nope, I'm losing another time. Even though
Yeah.
I know I'm almost max evade.
Yep, not taking that chance. Not when. Poof.
Jay
And
Scheidel-
Fizzle in chat says, "Sold the Vorpal." Yep. Well, if myself and Jay Scheidel both sold it, I guess we know who went to Fizzle's camp of how to FFR.
I dropped it. I dropped it in front of Warmick.
Oh, nice. The offering. That's fun.
Yep.
Jay Scheidel, meanwhile, is pulling chaos again using defense sword. He's got 2 members stunned already. Temper coming out. Here comes Nuke, and it takes out his red mage. Meanwhile, swing with the katana, 3 hits for 127. That's gonna be a long time coming. Lit 3 comes out. He is one-manning it now. He's got nobody left. And he swings 1 damage. Nuke takes him out, and he is booted. Woo Bear
Oh,
also
no.
booted out.
Oh no. So where was Fast?
Level 8.
Level 8.
Oh, that's exciting. So Woobear does
Along with
not have
Warp.
access. So Woobear does not have access to Fast,
No.
and
And
There's
Jay,
needs levels.
and Jay Scheidel did not have access to exit. So that made things super, super interesting.
Mhm.
Channing and I were both kind of joking in our chat before this. Like, it's going to be kind of hilarious when Thief White Mage wins this race against a full squad, especially when Fighter had legendary swords, and we were like, oh, it's kind of sad.
Well, you found the swords, and you both took a good grind. One went with the Agma, the other one with the Eye, and it ended up coming really close. But you can see just how much that 7 plus 100 hit points on the Thief alone was enough to help compared to the less than 600 on these Knights that are just going down so fast.
As soon as we got the flag, no back-to-back nukes, we all knew that it was going to throw nuke so many different places throughout the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And in these flags, with as chonky as some of these fiends can be, even 3 or 4 man, your life caster should have, in my opinion, should have 400 HP, just so it can survive that one nuke.
Yep.
I mean, well, it looks like both Woobear and Jay Scheidel are doing a little bit of Tofer grinding, trying to gain some levels, because at this point, these fiends are not messing around.
Well, they get their grind on. How about we go ahead and ask Chanigan, what did you think of the start of the seed? It was a little interesting.
Yeah, this 57k or 52k Ruby, that threw me off. But no, it was go from point A to point B as always, but just check everything before finding that Ruby. But it was pretty good. Lots of unrunnables. But
The unrunnables was super, super annoying in this, especially at the beginning. And then the arachnids. Luckily, we found a ribbon right away. But
oh yeah,
the
with
arachnids
cremates.
with cremate, it was just annoying.
It's a Danny seed. They kind of have to be there somewhere.
Yeah.
Did anybody else run their ship into the river because they thought they had canoe when they didn't? Because I totally did. I noped out of Earth as soon as I found the floater, and I'm like, I'm in the air in like 10 minutes, let's go! And then I ran my ship into the river, and I'm like, oh crap.
I don't know
What
if
did I just do?
I don't know if anyone on stream did it, but we're all guilty of it. We've all done that.
Thank you guys for not really calling me out then, because I'll call myself out. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it.
I was more going to call out the person who tried to use the loot to open a rod plate.
Yeah,
That's fun.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna call out anybody, it's carbonating bubbles. Like,
No,
see
she wasn't in the way.
what I mean? That's the thing. The Bubble Soda Company is very
How
disappointed.
was
in this.
Bubbles? How was Bubbles not in the way?
Yeah, exactly.
I've never once in my life had Bubbles not be in the way
No,
of something.
she's never in my way. I don't know why.
Well,
Maybe once in like 5 seeds she's in my way, but
Bubbles loves you, man. Also, I realized when I was practicing for this that apparently I have Keep Her Ray Dwarf Alive on, so I gotta find where that thing is and recheck that so I can send him home to his family where he belongs.
I was very pleased that you didn't. I am an advocate of save the dwarf and kill the bubbles, or carbonate the bubbles, as you prefer.
So, in my opinion, when you NPC guillotine the Hooray Dwarf, he's super happy at work. But you know what? Sometimes he needs to go home to his family. You're not like taking it and throwing a bag over his head and being like, haha, you're going in the river. It's go home, man. You work hard enough. Let's go.
No, I think the bag on your head, throw him in the river was chaos this seed, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chaos.
yeah.
Chaos was like, you know where you guys need to go? 2,000 years into the future. Leave me alone.
He was not having any of it.
Ale was watching my stream and he sent me a message. He's like, hey, now it's time to start doing Pixel Remaster. You know how all the Pixel Remaster people feel when Chaos is just like, ha 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 ha, meteor, meteor, meteor.
yep.
Yeah, we don't need to start that. We have a hard enough time with Nuke into Lit 3 into Nuke. But the good news is that with Thavian pulling up the list, we know we didn't have Cure 4.
You know,
Yeah.
I should look who had that, because I can totally do that.
And
It was not Warmech.
no, it wasn't. Danny in chat, I agree. Y'all leave the Hooray alone. Leave him alone. Yeah, you could just leave him alone. He is living his best life. Bubbles
Well,
Bubbles needs to become soda so that the rest of us can be extra refreshed. We use every part. No part goes to waste.
Well, Lich 2 with a 50% chance of casting magic and no skill or abilities, it was number 8 in his list.
You'd never say.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Back.
No.
So, in future Final Fantasies, if Lich were to cast Cure 4 on himself, he would be like, "All right, you guys got to the end of my spell list. I'm gonna leave now." Instant death.
I'm just going to finish this for you. This is pathetic.
You made it to spell 8 on Lich. What are you doing?
Meanwhile, we see Woobear is coming up to Carrie as Jay Scheidel fights Carrie. Or Kelly, as the nomenclature goes, and 4 hits for 66 takes out Carrie.
They have through the easy, now they're into the hard, and this has not been easy at all, so...
Chaos isn't the issue. Tia is gatekeeping. Hardcore, because even if you make it past, do you have your full party up? Maybe. For Chanigan and Gouda, the big difference, the first person that got through with the white mage on their feet, that was it.
That's all you needed. You needed just a little bit of Mama's Cure 4 to cure that microwaving that Chaos has given you.
Very much so, very much so. Chat pointed it out, we all agreed, and here we are. Meanwhile, Jay Scheidel and Woobear both on the water floor, both running into large water packs, always what you want to see.
These guys are about holding hands right now. You gotta love it.
They are, and this has been a slog, like walking through molasses. It just doesn't seem to want to end. Temper goes out. Here comes the turn 1 nuclear. Rolls low, very low. That's pretty good for the future. Temper comes out, makes your weapon stronger, fight, and I believe Jay Scheidel is still swinging double katanas, if I'm not mistaken. Ninja definitely. Yes, he is still swinging double katanas.
That a boy. Katana sword, best sword. Or, I guess it's technically a knife.
Meanwhile, Woobear has the Maza, but it's not helping at all. And Jay is through Kraken 2 for, let's call this the 6th time.
It will have to be a VOD review to figure that one out.
I lost count a long time ago. Calling dueling chaos fights, my attention was completely on Chanigan, and then back to Jay Scheidel and over to Gouda. And we're not done yet, folks. We're still going. We're an hour and 39, almost an hour 40 in, waiting for our first chaos kill from the Woobear Jay Scheidel match. Woobear pulling Tia. We know that Tia's a tank. So what are they gonna do? You know the nuke's coming. This 2 comes out, swing, 6 hits for 120. Ooh, and it crits through evasion to smack the white mage. You better hope to turn order and no nuke. Cure 4 goes out in time. Temper comes out. Meanwhile, down below, Jay Scheidel swing 4 hits for 175 and more tempers. There's the nuke. And kills off the black mage, which, Lock 2 coming out on the top. Woobear fading. 140, nuke coming out from his red mage. But Jay Scheidel is through first. Life 2 to bring back up his dead black mage.
But here comes a real question. Is he ready for the double microwave?
Well, he's seen it a few times. Woobear also through. And jumps right into a pack of sorcerers.
Now, looking ahead as they're getting towards chaos, what we got here? Sunflash Rune is your next target, Gouda. Are you looking forward to that?
I'm just gonna play a game, man. I have no idea who. I'll have to contact them after this and see if we do any shenanigans or if we just do the regular party. Either way, I'm good.
Here.
Just gotta play my game and boom, let's go.
Here we go. Jay Scheidel once again pulling. Temper comes out. Lock 2. Back to the defense sword. He has a charge of fast. He went and picked up fast. There we
go.
That could be huge. Meanwhile, chat screaming to stop using the defense sword. Defense sword's back out again. Lock 2. Nuke comes out. Takes out his red mage. Lock 2. Temper from the ninja. Defense comes out. Gotta start swinging.
Gotta start swinging now, especially with that red mage down.
That double nuke.
He needed that ability to heal up.
Swing with that katana. 4 hits for 577. Lightning 3 comes out for 43 damage.
We know.
Heal pots.
We know it's nuke next.
Yep. Here come the heal pots. There's the nuke. Survives just barely with 58. Swings for 2 hits for 181. Let 2 comes out. Hold A and pray time. 5 for 785. It's got
done.
Quadex.
No, it's not.
Nope. Lit 2. He's got 18 health left. Another swing. 5 hits for 503. It's 503. Another swing comes out. 2 hits. 36. And he is out.
Oh my gosh.
A low roll.
Also on Chaos.
A low roll on that katana at 36 kicks him out. Meanwhile, Woobear, same situation. Powerbomb comes out. Fade from the white wizard. 126. He's going to fight. He's going to use some heal pots on the white. Swing. 123. Ice 2 will not do much, but we all know what's coming. So he heals up. He swings again. 2 hits for 441. Stop coming out from Chaos. Swing. Drink strats. Nuke comes out. Survives at 298. 2 hits for 489. Chaos swings and a miss. Swing. Missed. He missed on Chaos. Swings again. 2 hits for 195. Lit 3 comes out for 30 damage. Nuke comes out 400 and boom. Woobear is out again.
So Fizzle in chat talked about how we needed to not lift the defense sword 3 times. I tend to agree with him, other than the fact that Chaos can swing and hit super hard, which is what happened to me. So lift the defense sword once, but man,
it's
he was right there.
This is by far one of the most brutal chaoses I have seen.
Fizzle, I lived the double nuke a couple of times, yeah, and that's why I'm sitting here now with a big old F next to my name. Gotta keep the white mage alive so you can bring your HP up past the 2 nukes, and you get one shot, one opportunity to cure.
Now the big thing that Jay Scheidel has is fast. He's got 1 charge of it. He's got to keep that black. He's got to make sure that the black mage lives long enough to get it off. If he power bonks, then, as Fizzle is saying, then he's got a real good chance. Because the nukes are coming.
Sorry about that. Meanwhile, Bluebear is taking the grind just past the loot plate. He still wants to get more levels because he thinks that survivability for his team is the key, and in many ways it is. He just needs to survive long enough to get that fighter or that thief doing substantial damage.
It's a very good example of the difference of the party builds. One has the white mage, one has the black mage. So one has fast, but the other has cure 4. Right now, I would give the advantage to having fast. Because that chaos is so tanky that there's not a real good chance that your white mage is going to survive long enough through those nukes to heal everyone up to max. Not even close.
So Caleb earlier in chat was talking about how God bless these runners because the tilt is real, and the tilt is real at this point. Now that both of these guys have gone through Tofer 3, 4, 5, 6 times, nobody wants to go back out and do a real grind to get either the ninja or the fighter up to, level 40 so they can get a couple extra swings, get some extra power behind their swings. Nobody wants to do that because the last thing you want to see as a runner is going to an eye or going to an Agama, killing it a bunch, and then in the middle of killing your Agama, your opponent got duns because they got the RNG they needed to win. So that you're not going to see these runners, in my opinion, go for a grind at this point.
No, I cannot see any of them leaving to go do anything like that. And to be fair, I don't necessarily blame them.
No, for sure, not at this point. If they would have gotten kicked out once and then instantly went to go grind somebody up to 35, 40, level 40, then that would have made a ton of sense. But now they've been in Tofer for almost an hour. Or 45 minutes. It's been 45 minutes that they've been in Tofer. So
Yes. I definitely agree with chat. Grinding in Tofer is the best option at this point. You could leave and you could go pick up Cure 4 for Jay, which would help him out quite a bit. But do you want to do it? It's a long. It's time that you are sacrificing to your opponent, but you know your opponent is also running into this same problem at this point. As a runner, you know if you're in Tofer and you haven't seen that done, and it's almost 2 hours in, something's going on.
We were hoping that we would see a faster seed than we had this morning on this same channel in the two-man race, but we're coming up on that hour 50-minute mark yet again. Thank you, by the way, Gouda and Shanigan, for actually getting through a bit faster, but hey, we get extra commentary, so woot.
No one's going to complain about that. Nuke coming out for Jay Scheidel, trying to get this Kraken out of the way. And the Kraken is out of the way. Woobear now pulling his watermelon Kraken. And out come the heal pots. Chat pointing out that the post-healing is taking forever after a battle. I agree, it is a lot of potions to chug. And a lot of time.
It takes a very long time, but there's so many big spells at the beginning of these lists or big hits that come out that it'd be really easy to run out of Cure 4s before you hit Chaos if you keep using Cure 4 afterwards.
That is true. That is true. So, we're back to Tia again, who's just gonna tank whatever you throw. 3 hits for 155. With the swing, 3 hits at 138. Meanwhile, Woobear is out again. Chat calling once again for not using the defense sword. So we're swinging, we're nuking. The nukes are doing much more work. Oh, he's putting the fast out. Helped a bit. 5 hits for 165. As you know, Tia does have a nuke in reserve. Another swing, 4 hits for 4 damage. 2 hits for 2 damage. 4 hits for 193, but through Tia, with all party members still up. And right into a pack of sorcerers. And a pack of rock goals, which he's taking.
They can go down quick enough, and they're chunk for experience, so might as well.
He's also he used the opportunity to use the heal staff, but it didn't matter. Okay, we're back on the Chaos floor for, I believe, the 7th time tonight for Jay Scheidel. Let's see what he does this time. Is he going to change his strategy, or are we going in the same way?
I can take this one if you want to break. You've been covering them.
Oh, please. Give me 3 minutes or so.
Heal up done, checking his gear. Shifting the ribbon down onto that black mage. Definitely wants to keep it alive as long as possible for temper cast and the fast cast. Gonna go ahead and temper with the ninja onto the knight. Going with temper onto the knight with red mage. Power bonk and fast, or was that a defense sword? Defense sword yet again. This is the improper move, but there's the fast getting up, there's a temper getting off, and another temper. What will Chaos open up with? Stop paralyzes the ninja, but misses everyone else. The temper cast off the ninja has been done. That's just one less cast to be used. Going with tests of nuke instead of going for lock or temper strats. Paralyzation does not fade for that ninja as more tempers come out. Nuke coming out from Chaos. Sub 100 hit points for everyone but the knight. Only 327 on that knight, though, is not safe. Knowing what is coming next. Gonna go with heal or potion strats. The red mage is down, as is the black mage. The ribbon not doing enough to keep it alive. Gets the swing off, gets the hit, doing solid damage. 500 hits there, or 500 damage there, misses the hit from Chaos, getting a swing with the now unparalyzed, but then now dead ninja on a knee. 59 hit points, 400 damage done. This is going to be another pull. That was a reasonable amount of damage. Can we get the hits? Quadex missing. More swings in. 4 hits.
There
and
it
terminated
is!
with 617. GG.
Jay Scheidel has
Scheidel.
done
my
it,
God.
ladies and gentlemen. It is done. Let's get him in chat. Let's get him in chat. We need to talk about this. This is going to be one interview that you're not going to want to miss, people.
That was amazing. So the defense sword actually did work, helped him out. Chaos punched, has 2 hits, could have just taken out the knight, but raising that defense sword up once was the difference of death and winning.
As much as we want to say that and talk about it, we can just say, hey, Jay Scheidel, welcome to the stream, and congratulations for actually surviving that eventually.
Oh my goodness. Hey Danny, got some words for you later.
But really, how does it feel to lose to Thief White Mage?
Okay,
Asking the
an
real
hour
question
20,
here.
an hour 20, really?
Yep. One wipe. One wipe at Chaos, that's it.
What levels did you guys go in at?
50. 50
I
on the
was-
Thief, and
I was at-
22, I think, on the White Mage.
I was at 46 on the ninja and 51 on the white mage, and should have gotten through on my first try, and then didn't even get close to next 2.
Honestly, if this dive wasn't working, I was probably going up to the mid 40s. It was like all I could think was health. I needed health.
Yeah.
But
Even
I
with
also-
the help, it
I
didn't
also went to
matter.
I also went to 40 something when all I had was an ice sword +1 because I had nothing else to swing, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna need levels if I want this ice sword to work.
And with that, we have a forfeit from Woobear, our number 1 overall in the brackets, going to the lower brackets. That is a big shocker, but this was a grind out. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, we were talking in the race room a little afterwards. I think Woobear actually beat me to Tofer. Is that correct?
Yes, he did.
And then just
You both hit the same wall. Now, I'm gonna steal from Fabian Hawk here. He pulled the stats for Tia and Chaos, and they were pretty much equal in absorb and spell defense. Yeah, they were just gonna eat everything you threw at them.
Buck 23 on absorb from Tia or on defense, I should say, and 132 defense on Chaos.
Well, Chaos had to have max evade, right?
His agility was 170.
Huh.
Cool. Still, that's a lot.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot, but I thought it might be higher than that. Huh.
What's crazier is he had 2 hits, but a 255% hit.
Nope.
So those defense sword strats actually did save some runs until the nukes got you.
So remind me where Maza was, because that was the next thing. I just
Maza
totally
was
forgot.
in Kraken
C
side,
hallway.
C hallway.
Walking right on the way to Kraken.
Yep.
I remember seeing it. I remember going, yeah, I'm never coming back here. I've got 2 katanas. And then I'm like, oh crap, where is that? Maybe I could have used it.
Where was the second katana?
Both of them were in C. One was in
Yeah.
Mermaids underneath Bubbles, the room underneath Bubbles, and the other one was in the top right Sharknado 4 chest.
Okay, yeah, I didn't need that. I was go mode by the time I killed Warmech. Okay. I mean, all the way up until Tofer, this was a great seed. I loved it the whole way. And then Tofer was just like, not today.
Tofer this is probably top 3 worst Tofers I have ever seen. It was, you don't want to see a Tia that's that chunky. You don't want to see a Chaos that uses those kind of nukes in that order. It was bad. It was no question.
I honestly think this is top 1 since we got rid of no back-to-back nuclears. This is probably top 1 because back in the day when you could go nuclear nuke and you literally just had no chance, and you had to pray to the RNG gods that it was all low rolls. That was a dark time, but when it happened, it was hilarious as long as you weren't running. But yeah, this is probably top 1 as far as chaos goes.
This is definitely Tofer's the great equalizer.
Topher is always the great equalizer.
Yep.
In this case, it laid low. A lot of you. I don't know how many times I counted, Jay and Woobear, that you both went into Topher, but it must have been at least 7 at the minimum.
I know I did at least 5 dives to chaos. Now going in and out to heal or to do grinds, maybe a few more.
Hate to cut things off. We have been on for so long. Let's go ahead and jump to final thoughts. Let's go with our first winner on stream, Jay Scheidel. Well, on the left side at least. Jay Scheidel, what'd you think?
Well, eventually my heart rate will come down. Otherwise, really good. Can't believe I made it this far. Thank you, Woobear. It's been amazing. It's been fun. Been looking forward to this match all week. So here we go.
And the actual first winner on stream, Chanigan.
No, GG's, Gouda. And GG's to Jay Shine and Wu Bear. Man, that was a pretty good match, I think. Like I said, one of the worst chaos I've ever seen. With this flag set. I want to say thank you both for commentating. Thanks for the trackers and restreamer. And thank you RPG Limit Break as always.
And our first runner-up, Gouda.
Well, GG to Chanigan. That was fun. I'm glad that we decided on Thief White Mage instead of Solo Thief, because I'm not sure we would actually have ever gotten done with this if we decided to go with Solo Thief.
For
We
real.
might be
Thank
running
you.
again. We might be running again tomorrow.
Well, I'm
So-
still gonna push Solo Thief to every opponent. So
if we get another shot at each other, I will agree to Solo Thief.
all right.
You've got it on stream here. Everybody heard me, so we'll do Solo Thief if we run into each other again later. But yeah, thanks to the restreamer, Osvaldo, you're restreaming, right? And
Yep.
Avian Huck, and then Sofnum. Thank you guys for doing this. Thank you RPG Limit Break for having us on. This has been a crazy way for me to spend my Saturday night, and I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad we can put on a show. At least from what I've heard, we were all kind of in Topher at the same time, and it's always interesting when two runners do one thing, like Chanigan and I decided to do Thief White Mage, and how the strats are a little bit different versus people who take a full party. And I know Chanigan and I were both a little sad we didn't get legendary swords, but thanks everybody for coming out. This was a great time. We wouldn't be even streaming if we didn't have chat, so thanks chat, thanks to the FFR community, and I'm gonna have to pull myself up and cry a little bit tonight, and then get ready for Sunflash Ruin. That's what I have next.
Yes.
All right, I'll get ready for Sunflash Ruin, and I'll probably be back somewhere in a couple days.
Thank you very much, Jay Scheidel, Chanigan, Gouda, Woobear, and Posthumous. If you guys liked what you saw, feel free to check out FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Links are in the chat, as well as a link to the Discord, which you will also find at the Randomizer website. There you will find all the information about the Randomizer itself, and information about the Duckling program, which will start after this tournament, where you can join up as a new member of the community, get instructions from Saracen and other high-level runners that have been around forever, and get to know what you can do with these flags with the Randomizer. Shard Hunt is only a small sample of what can be done. Otherwise, thank you, RPG Limit Break. Thank you, Oslato, for pulling double duty with the restreaming and the comms with me. Sofnum for being the solo tracker on a 4-man run. Thank you very much. I have been Thavian Hawk. You all have a good evening. We're going to try and pass you all off to the run currently going on Final Fantasy Randomizer right now.